Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a cinematic, truly microscopic journey to unpack the complex science behind what actually happens to our discarded paper. Picture a towering, ancient forest. Now, picture the cardboard box that just arrived on your doorstep, or that roll of tissue in your bathroom. How do we get from one to the other? And more importantly, how do we reverse the damage of that process? Today, we're breaking down the incredible, highly industrial transformation of paper recycling, literally turning what we consider waste into essential everyday items.
To really grasp the stakes of this journey, consider this staggering number: 80 billion. Humans use roughly 80 billion rolls of toilet paper every single year. It's wild, right? It's a product that's short-lived, single-use, and let's be honest, often entirely overlooked. Yet, the sheer volume of our consumption means that the way we produce this one everyday item has an astronomical impact on the natural world.
Section 1. The cost of convenience.
Before we look at the cure, we really have to understand the scale of the symptom. Conventional virgin toilet paper relies heavily on old-growth forests, like Canada's carbon-dense boreal forest. Get this. Every single year, the global paper industry consumes more than 15 million hectares of forest. They chop down trees, mix them into a 70% hardwood and 30% softwood blend, and blast them with a chemical slurry to break them into pulp. This creates a devastating environmental mismatch. We're cutting down trees that take 50 years to grow, turning them into a convenience product and flushing them away in mere seconds. It's a timeline that just isn't sustainable.
Section 2. The science of de-inking.
So the journey of recycled paper actually begins on the industrial floor, deep inside these massive pulping tanks. Here, shredded waste paper is thoroughly mixed with water, typically at a ratio of 1 part paper to 10 parts water. At the bottom of these enormous vats, high-powered agitators are running continuously at speeds up to 1500 RPM. This incredibly vigorous mixing causes the paper fibers to absorb water and swell, which starts to loosen the stubborn physical bonds between the cellulose fibers and the printing ink. From there, it passes through centrifuges and magnetic separators to pull out rogue staples, paper clips, and glue. But you can't just pick ink out of a watery slurry. Instead, microscopic chemistry takes over through a process called froth flotation. Scientists leverage the fundamental chemical differences between the materials in the tank. The paper fibers are hydrophilic, meaning they're naturally attracted to water, while the ink molecules are hydrophobic, meaning they inherently repel water. Think about it like you're washing your hands. A soapy solution is added to the tank, and high-pressure air is blown into the suspension. This creates foamy soap bubbles. Because the ink is hydrophobic, it desperately wants to get away from the water, so those dark ink particles actually latch onto the rising air bubbles. They float right up to the surface, forming a murky, dark foam that is mechanically skimmed away. And amazingly, the skimmed foam residue isn't just thrown out. It's often repurposed in the cement industry. After this lather, rinse, and repeat cycle is run through various increasingly refined stages, we're left with a bright, squeaky clean material called dinked pulp, or dip. Crucially, no elemental chlorine is added at any point to bleach these recycled fibers, making this a process chlorine-free material, completely avoiding the toxic chemical history of early paper manufacturing.
Section 3. From trash to tissue.
Now we watch this watery, squeaky clean slurry of recycled fibers be reborn. As the pulp moves through massive rollers, excess water is forcefully pressed and dried out. As this happens, the cellulose fibers naturally intertwine and bond together via natural hydrogen links, reforming into solid sheets. These new sheets of paper are wound into massive, continuous reels, over 1 meter in diameter, holding thousands of meters of paper. To put it in perspective, a single 1,800 kilogram bale of recycled paper can yield over 10,000 individual rolls. Finally, the paper is cut and wrapped around fresh cores, which themselves are made from recycled cardboard.
Section 4. Bamboo and alternative fibers.
The paper industry isn't stopping that traditional recycling, though. Because recycled paper inherently uses shorter, chopped-up fibers that can slightly reduce softness and durability, the industry is pioneering cutting-edge, sustainable, alternative materials to give us the absolute best of both worlds. Bamboo offers a brilliant alternative. While recycled paper is an incredible way to reuse waste, bamboo is arguably one of the most sustainable virgin materials on Earth. It's the fastest-growing plant on the planet, meaning it operates on a human timeline, not a 50-year forest timeline. It acts as a powerhouse for absorbing immense amounts of CO2 from the atmosphere, and crucially for your bathroom comfort, it naturally yields longer fibers.
This creates a roll that is fully biodegradable, septic-safe, and incredibly soft without the need for toxic bleaching. Innovation isn't limited to bamboo either. Researchers are actively looking at ways to reinforce recycled paper using agricultural leftovers, specifically wheat straw. By impregnating locally sourced wheat straw with sodium carbonate and hitting it with high-pressure steam at temperatures up to 203 degrees Celsius, they can extract highly durable reinforcement fibers without having to chop down a single tree. When we look at packaging materials, like those corrugated boxes that protect e-commerce deliveries, strength is everything. By blending just 30% of this pulped wheat straw into recycled waste paper, manufacturers can boost the compression strength of the paper by a staggering 74% and the burst strength by up to 66%. It's a massive upgrade to recycled packaging, utilizing material that would otherwise just be agricultural residue. And in perhaps the ultimate display of circular resource recovery, Israeli developers at a company called Applied Cleantech have even created a system to extract usable cellulose paper pulp directly from processed sewage solids. Yes, you heard that right. They're developing technology that effectively recycles human waste back into usable paper and plastics. It is a miracle of technology that perfectly embodies the whole concept of zero waste. Section 5. The Circular Economy. To truly grasp why all these microscopic innovations in material alternatives matter on a global scale, we need to zoom out and look at the hard data behind the circular economy. Impartial life cycle assessments, or LCAs, prove unequivocally that recycled tissue paper drastically lowers environmental impacts. When comparing integrated recycled paper production against virgin paper production, the numbers are profound. Recycled paper reduces aquatic eutrophication to just 39% of what virgin paper causes and drops ozone depletion down to nearly half. This represents a massive reduction in the sulfur and nitrogen compounds typically released during the pulping of virgin biomass. Beyond pollution, this shift also protects our essential utilities. Recycled tissue papers require 70% less primary energy and up to 25% less water fresh usage. We're not just saving trees here, we're saving the power grid and our fragile water tables. This is exactly why major players in the paper industry are fundamentally realigning their corporate philosophies. Companies like the Psycho Group use the four ancient elements, aqua, air, ignis, and terra, or water, air, fire, and earth, as a guiding framework. It's a daily reminder to balance necessary industrial efficiency with a profound, unyielding responsibility to the environment and to people. By prioritizing sorting, complex de-inking, resource recovery, and fast-growing alternative fibers like bamboo and wheat straw, the industry is striving toward an ambitious, zero-waste-to-landfill future by the year 2030. The ultimate goal isn't just about making cheaper paper, it's about protecting pristine, irreplaceable landscapes for future generations. So the next time you rip open a corrugated delivery box or reach for a simple roll of tissue, take a moment to wonder, where has this material been? Was it once an invoice, a newspaper, a stalk of wheat? And more importantly, through the absolute magic of recycling, where is it going next?